And just like that, the Niners 2026 regular season schedule has been leaked. This Niners page put out a graphic with everything. Let's just take a look, see what I like, see what I don't like, and just gather some thoughts on this whole thing. Rip, what I do like is that after this Australia game, which none of us were happy with, the first half of the season is actually pretty forgiving. First of all, week 8 bye week in the middle of the season, none of this week 13 or week 4. I've always preferred when the bye week is right smack dab in the middle, like sometime between week 7 and 10. Perfect. Love that. But then, going back to the Australia game and the games after, you get 3 home games in a row. You stay on the West Coast, you travel to Seattle, you go back home on a long week. And then the only the East Coast, east side of the country travel you have to do in the first half of the season is Atlanta. That could have been a lot worse. Seems pretty good to me, to be honest. What I am not as big of a fan of is that from week 12 onwards, this is hell. This is going to be a tough one. You get Seattle and the Rams 2 out of 3 weeks. You get the Giants in the middle of that, and look, say what you will about the Giants. It was an easy win last year, but this team is continuing to get better. And also, the game is at MetLife. And with this team's injury history, with the Niners' relationship with ACLs and Achilles, I don't like any game at MetLife Stadium, no matter how easy the team is. Little silver lining is that even though we lost the SoFi game against the Rams and lose a home game to the Minnesota game, we do get a diet home game back when we go down to Levi's South to play the Chargers. But, I mean, even with that, you are going to play the Chiefs after at Arrowhead. You play the Eagles, round it out at the Arizona game, which I'll most likely go to at the end of the season because I live out here, and hopefully I get to see more than just some backups. But that should still be a fun one regardless. In all, like, this could have been a lot worse. Like, it's way more forgiving than I was anticipating. There were, with the 2 international games, with some tough opponents, like, this could have been a brutal schedule. Still going to be tough, but given the fact that the Niners have basically existed in this 11-13 win window for most of the time since 2019, I still think that could be possible here, and they've done that through some tough schedules in the past. So I'm going to do a week-by-week prediction video separately. In the meantime, let me know what you think. What do you like? What don't you like? And, yeah, I'm just going to say that, like, on the surface level, I think living in that 11-13 win range here is possible. I will break that down further, but until then, that is all I got.